everyone. Welcome to the Let's Talk Paranormal show. So, before we start, I would like to say hi to my friends on Facebook and on Twitter. And here in the land of YouTube, we got the most amazing mod on YouTube, Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Thank you for all the links you're dropping. Working so hard for me. Then we got Jessica. Hello, Jessica, and thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. It will help. Then we got the Southern Clairvoyant. Hello, Patty sister. How are you? Then we got Eric. And then we got Clairvoyant I Am, which is Patty again. Hello, sister. So, did I miss anyone? No, I don't think so. Oh, Myers. Hello, Myers. Autumn and Steve. Steven or Steve? Steve. Hello, hello. So, for we're gonna start tonight's show. It's gonna be like some places will be like different, like for the photos. The Bud Files. Hello, Sue. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Ah, the Paranormal Witch. Hello. I am here. Good, you are. Okay. The room's starting to get full. That's fun. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Okay, so everybody's saying hi to everybody. So I guess we will start the show and other people will pop in later, but there's a lot of people that are on the road right now that are in the family. They are on their way to Vegas for the family reunion, YouTube family reunion. Good luck on everyone that was nominated, and please be safe on the road or in the plane, however you are getting there. Be safe, and we will be thinking of you guys. So, okay, I am going to start with our usual, which is okay. Usually we start with mail call, but I have no mail this week, so we will go to the next segment, which is Sunday's paranormal photos. Here is where we discuss some paranormal photos. So here we go. Okay. So yeah, for this week it's a little different. It's it has something to do with paranormal in a way, but um, these are odd headstones that you find everywhere, but not where I live. I never saw some of them, and most of them, I think, in the cemeteries that we have here. Oh, it did. Yes, it was the strawberry moon. That's why you got to start to look at the moons, Myers, because one day you're going to be scared out of your mind. I can't remember which moon it is, but I'll write to you and tell you once I remember because I went and I didn't believe it. So I went and the investigation. Oops, sorry guys for my phone. Oh, so rude. Okay, turn everything off just in case. Yeah, and my investigation didn't go too far. I went back home, but I can't remember what moon it was, and I said, "Well, as if, you know." But anyways, we'll continue. So, okay, my photos are here. So yeah, it's odd headstones this week. So here is the first one, which is right here. So this is a very, very old headstone, as you can see. Well, there's quite a few here. Um, I don't remember seeing like, I don't know if they're cement or slate or what kind of crosses these crosses are made of, but I don't remember seeing a cross like that here somewhere. I'm gonna try and look for one. If I find one day, I'll send it. I'll put it like on my community tab or something. Say I got one. But for now, I never saw one of those. Those are old. Yeah, they're all black, and I don't think they wrote something on them. I don't know what year they're from, but I don't know. Yeah, that one's pretty. For the first one, it's pretty odd for us Canadian Quebecers. I've never seen one in where like in the immediate area where I am. So I don't know. So let's move on to the next odd one. This one's going to be like hard to see, but once I explain it to you, you will see it because it's so old. Here we go. It's so old that you can't figure out what it is. It's two baby lambs. I've seen baby lambs, like one baby lamb on one headstone, but this is one headstone with two baby lambs. So does that mean they were twins or a big brother and little sister, but still young enough to have a baby lamb? I've never seen two on one headstone, just one. How about you guys? MT Homestead, hello, how are you? Welcome. So, yeah, I've never seen like two lambs on one headstone. I've seen one all the time. Yeah, twins, that means twins? It could be. That's what I was thinking as I was putting up the photo into the live stream. Saying, but maybe they're twins. That'd be so sad too, and to lose both of them. Well, one baby lamb, Patty, means it's a child that is buried there. But two baby lambs, what I was thinking, and Myers said also, that they're probably twins because there's two baby lambs. Yeah. So, Christina, hello, sis. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so that's for the second one. Hello, hello to everyone that is popping in. Thank you all for joining me. Okay, so now we move on to the next photo. So, yeah, we agree that these are twins. That's what I think, and Meyer said the same thing. So, oh, and this one's really special. I never saw one made like this. It's probably like custom made, we could say. Here it is, right here. See that? There's like little pebbles all around it at the exterior, and then there's like, I don't know, the swirls or whatever, little roads or something. It's nice though, but never saw that before. I wonder what kind of rocks these little pebbles are all around it. I wonder. And I don't know if they were trying to make it like a flower or something. What this represents. All the roads in life, maybe. That could be a good one. Maybe it's all the roads in life. It could be. Yeah, like a stained glass also. Imagine if it would have colors and this and that. Wow, it would be cool. Yes, it is unique. River rocks? Yeah, maybe because they're pebbles or rocks, or they're not too big. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to have one of those. Okay, now I will go back for the next one. Okay. Hey, what's going on with my thing? Delete this one. Okay, now this one definitely for sure. I saw these, but on YouTube TV, everyone in the US probably has at least one cemetery that have headstone graves like this, but not here in boring Quebec. See, it's like a teepee, or did it break like that? I don't know, but I've seen them in people's videos a lot that were made like that. And look, where the tree is, there's a mailbox. Is that the mailbox to heaven, or I don't know. And there's flowers right there. Pretty strange. Or maybe the person that's resting there was a mailman. I'm just trying to figure out what it could be. One time I saw in a cemetery was like at the fence, because it was a fence, like a schoolyard fence there. And there was like a box. It was varnished like a, I don't want to say a jewelry box, but bigger and square, or like rectangular. And I'm trying to take down this photo. And I opened it, me curious me. I always have to open things and put my finger somewhere where it doesn't belong and stuff, you know. Like the time I saw a cement wall and there was like a hole in it, and I wanted to stick my finger in the hole to see what was there. Good thing I didn't put my hole there. I realized there was a hornet's nest in that hole. I said, phew. Yeah. So for, yeah, what I was talking about, the box, it was like on the gate. You open it, and then there's a like a book. You sign it, and you can leave a donation for the maintenance of this cemetery. It said to pay coffee for the guy that cuts the grass and stuff like that. So I left my, I had lots of change in my pocket, probably had like up to $4 in change. So I just put it in the box. I never saw that before, and that was the only place I saw it. So it was pretty weird. I never knew they did that. Like this one was a very, very old cemetery. So I guess it's like volunteer working and all that. So to give like at least pay his gas. Yeah, yeah. It said something to pay coffee or pay his gas to come and cut the grass. But it was really well maintained and everything. So let's go on with this one right here. Look at this. It's it says something about a wife, Emma H. I don't know if it's Rubert or I don't know. RB. Looks like an RBERT. Then it says like down here. I can't see. I can't read it anymore because of my things. I have to wait until they disappear. But it talks about, I guess, this lady, and I guess this lady is the guy's wife. This is in the 18th century at least because it's 1880 something. So I never saw like a, well, yeah, a statue on the, a headstone, yeah, but very old like this. I thought it was just in modern days that we would have that. And you guys are gonna say she never saw anything in her life or what? They're gonna think that. But it's okay. I just like when I find something special, I really stick on it. And this one, well, I saw like parts of it, but there's something missing. Like these little blocks on the ground, they have like mother, father, sister, brother, and this and that. But usually there's like a bigger headstone sticking out, and they have all the names and dates and everything. This one just has that. So, yeah, I find that strange because up here, like in the corner, like left corner up here, there should be like a bigger headstone for the whole family. But the nada, nothing. So I was wondering if they were missing a piece or something. Michelle Haywood, hello and welcome. Hello, hello. So I'll move on to the next photo. We are looking at odd headstones for the new people that just popped in. And we are going to move on to the next one. Okay, here we go for the next one. See, this is a Freemason, and but there's like some sort of lady with wheat holding a branch of wheat, and there's a broken pillar there. I don't know if this is a vase of, it could be a big vase of wine, maybe. Yum yum. And there's the sign of Freemasons. If you didn't know the sign of a Freemason, how we can tell, it's this sign here. So yeah, I found that odd. And here we have Freemasons, but not that much. It's like rare to see one. You might see one or two per cemetery, or even if you're lucky. Well, from my general area, I'm talking about, always talking about my area. Yeah, can't be many like this. Yeah, I guess so. But the only thing I recognize in this is the Freemason sign or symbol. Okay. Oh, the next one. They look like pine cones on the ground. I don't want to be mean, but that's how it looks like. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get them. Okay, here they go. Look at this. They're like resting in the ground, but there's like brick all around them with cement and rocks like covering the top part. Here's one too. This looks like maybe it's a child, this one, because it's small, smaller than this one. So if you look from far, it looks like a pine cones. I guess that's how they did it back then, or I don't know. Never saw that here. Rock piles. Yeah, I never saw. I swear, there's nothing like that here. Even all over Canada, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I said what? Okay, so Let's move on. Oh, the next one, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. They actually did that. Okay, here it is. Yeah, Bigfoot, a Bigfoot foot. Or the person loved Bigfoot so much, they just put a foot for Bigfoot. There's nothing written on it. No date, no name, no nothing. But this was on a website of odd headstones. So we have to consider this a headstone. So it's pretty weird. For sure, we don't have that here. Footprints in the sand. Oh, probably. Isn't there a passage? Oh, I'm not good with my passage and all that. Oh, there's a passage where you don't walk alone. The extra footprints are God walking with you or something. I think it's that. I think that's what my friend Rooted said to me once. We were talking about that or something. You never walk alone. I should go back and ask him. Okay, so we will move on to the next one. Okay, and the next one, the saying on it, never. I never saw that before. Maybe it's common, or I'm not taking what's written on it the right way, or I don't know. Here we go. Hope for the dead. Is that another passage? Or really don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. That's the passage. Okay. Zach would be disappointed in me. Okay, so how about this one? Hope for the dead. Hope for the dead what? So this is the last photo. Yeah. So I wonder what that would mean. Good you're dead, or I don't know. Hope you get to heaven, maybe. I really don't know about this one. Oops. Hold on a second. There we go. Hello. I'll open my chat again to see what you guys say. Maybe there is hope for the dead. Well, for sure, I guess they won't be on this weird Earth planet anymore, and will be at peace with their loved ones and everything like that. But have you noticed? I noticed that in the cemetery here, we have quite a few. It'll tell you much about us. Um, when you look at a cemetery, you see all the headstones are facing this way, like all the same way. But then you get to a point where there's only one facing the other direction instead of facing like everyone else. Do you guys know what that means? Okay. Well, if you don't know or you do know, I'll tell you what I know. It's if everyone's facing like this way, so that means for them, well, for the cemetery, God is here and they're going to heaven face forward. And if they're backwards from everybody, that means they're going to heaven backwards because they are like a criminal. They did some crime or something. And that's why it's like that. Yes, Myers. That is absolutely true. You got it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we will move on to the next segment. Most graves are facing east, where it is supposed to see Christ return. Yeah, yeah. So here it's, I don't know. I don't know if they have like a specific facing. I'd have to go check that out. Are they always this way and the other ones are always that way? I don't know. Yeah, and if you would like to know more about headstones and their symbols on it, you can always look up my friend Tui Schneider. That's the name of her YouTube channel. And she wrote many, many books on cemeteries and headstones. And she has a free, somewhere on her page or her channel, you will find like a download for a free book with all those symbols, what they mean, and stuff like that. So that if that interests you, go check out my friend Tui Schneider's. That's the name of her channel. So you can go check her out, and she knows history of so many cemeteries and everything. It is really interesting to listen to her. And yeah, she wrote so many books about headstone graves and stuff like that. Yeah. So if you just look up Tui Schneider, and somewhere there's a link for her free book copy to learn all the symbols. Okay, so now we will move on to Psalm 16 talks about hope beyond the grave. Oh, which talks about this phrase. Okay, thank you, Homestead. Back when witches were misunderstood. Yep, because they weren't that mean. They were just trying to heal people and stuff like that, and people were scared. They were more scared. Like here we have, there was one man in the witch trials of Salem. Um, Before they got him to go to court and all that, he came here to Quebec. Yeah, and he built his own house. And on the top, there's like a wind charm there, a wind thing there that turns. It's a witch on a broom. And he raised his family there, his two girls. And he was very good friends with one of our ex old prime ministers. Because here, a prime minister is like the boss of Canada and Quebec and all that. So, and he's on the $5 bill. And so he ran away here to avoid all that. And his wife passed away. 2 years later, he married another girl in the area and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's that witch castle that I want to go to. That's the story about that. So, okay, enough blabbing, and we will get on. Yeah. Well, I was born like, I would say like a half an hour away from there. I was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts. My mom brought me there, like for our history on my mom's side, but I don't remember. I was too young and didn't realize the difference between a witch and a regular lady. So it's like, Okay. Let's start the next segment. Okay, the next segment of the show is my book of shadows. So here is where I share with you a little bit of information that I add to my book of shadows, like every week or so. So I have two like activities, recipes you would like to do. to gain wealth and prosperity. Everybody needs money these days, especially these days with everything going up so high. So the first thing you can do to try and help your finances, I would say, is this. I've never tried them. I knew about them. I've heard about them a lot, but I never tried it. One day or maybe this week I'll be trying to see what happens. So here we go for the first one. It's called a money spell bag that you carry around with you. So you will need a green candle, basil, cinnamon, cloves, 3 coins, a green cloth, and a golden thread to, like, you sort of like with the green cloth and the golden thread, try to make yourself like a bag like this. And then I have to wait till my information goes down. Okay. Put all the items in the bag and bring it along. So you always carry this, like ladies, in your purse or something, guys in your pocket or whatever. And it's supposed to attract money your way. So you have one PW. Yeah. So I never, like, I've seen them many times and everywhere, and I never bothered to try it out. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my next thingaling for the other, like, sort of activity recipe, which is this one right here. This one's very, very common in the witch community, which is this one right here. A spell to increase wealth. So you need like a mason jar, first of all. Then on the full moon, assemble a witch jar or charm bag. The charm bag is the first one I showed you. So that's a charm bag, and this one's the witch jar. Okay. Bag with an odd number of wealth items corresponding, like prinalit, that's a quartz, that's a crystal, coins, silver rings, nutmeg, cinnamon. Cinnamon adds extra power to your spell. So, or basil, and basil too. It's like cinnamon, but I would add both of them if I could, which I would. Light a green candle or a gold or a white candle and repeat this lyric, which is, by the green of the earth, air, water, and fire, may the moon's light attract the wealth I desire. Leave your charm open in the moonlight and close it in the morning. Recharge on the next full moon or release, give thanks, and wait, I have to wait till my thingaling goes down again. Okay. Thanks and disable as your wealth increases. You disable your jar, like take it apart as your thing. You notice that, oh, it happened. I realized it. So, what do you guys think about that? Yeah, I've heard that too, by the moon phase. Yeah, yeah, to sparkle in front of the door. Oh, yes, like every first of the month, you take a little bit, like ground cinnamon. Some There's two ways of doing it, but I don't know which one's better. So you just open your front door in your home, you blow the cinnamon out, and that will uh, release the negativity, stop the negativity to come in your house. And if you blow it in your house standing from outside, they were saying that too. So it's either way. Or you can even sprinkle some cinnamon in your hands and wash your hands like as if you're washing your hands with soap and water, but you're washing it with cinnamon. Then after you can wash your hands with soap because the cinnamon will, you'll have brown fingers and stuff. So that's another trick too. New moon, new beginnings. Full moon is a completion. Yes, that is true. Yeah, it's the end of a cycle. Emma Rose, hello. Welcome. Yeah, you do it your own way or the way you learned, or you know. And there was one question I was wanting to ask you guys is, would you be interested in seeing like a witch retreat, like at a coven, the retreat they do and all that? Like you sleep there, you can sleep there just a night or two, and you practice you on yourself, like meditate on yourself, and you do yoga with animals in the forest. But all the animals that are there at this retreat are black. You have black cats, black chickens, black goats, and black llamas. So just let me know if you'd be interested, because I go there every year, and I was planning this year to film it instead of keeping it to myself. Yeah, there's lots of things like, and the place where you sleep, you have choices. You have the choice of a treehouse, a gypsy wagon, um, and a little chapel, like a little church, but like children's size. But you can, as an adult, you can go in there. That'd be wonderful in the woods and everything. So I think I'm going to keep that for like October, September, October, because all the leaves will be in color, like orange and yellow and red and all that. Yeah. So, okay. So you seem all interested in that. So it's like a secret. Usually we don't tell what we do in our retreats and stuff like that. But I spoke with the person that owns the place and everything. And she said, yeah, if it'd bring me some people, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, gypsy wagon. That is so cool. I think I'm going to try to get the gypsy wagon. Oh, and there's another hut or something. Like your roof is like a window, so you can stargaze as you're in your bed. It's okay, Barbara. You know what I told you before. Family comes first. I'll always be here, and I'll always have a replay of this. So if you miss it, it really doesn't matter. It's okay. You've done your work already on the top with all the links. And Jared's link is pinned at the top. Yes, enjoy it. Yeah, yeah, all good. We all understand, and we all will be praying for her. So, okay, we will move on to the next segment. What is the next segment after the? Okay, it's supposed to be like back in time, where we watch one of my old videos, but I'm going to try and find one that is shorter that we didn't see. I'm sure there's one somewhere, that'll be for like next week or something. So now we will move on to the next segment after the back in time, which is Shout Out Sundays. Here is where I shout out a channel and we view a video of that channel. And the owner of that channel gave me permission by email to view their channel and watch one of their videos. They gave me permission by email for copyrights, meanings, and stuff. So, thank you, PA. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so for my shout out this week, you probably noticed it on the top, and probably most of you know him already. And I met Jared, like we were both starting, like we were maybe at 100, 200. And look at him today. Here we go. Add to the screen. Here we go. This is my brother Jared, and he's working so hard. And look at him. He's now at 503. Woohoo, bro. So proud of you. He one day he asked me in private just before we went live, Sandra, how do you do your stories and this and that? So I gave him little tips here and there. I told him, look, I'm not a professional. I just do what I do. And so I told him, and look at him now. All these cool stories and everything of the Appalachians. I wonder is it because he lives like where this was, or the trail passes in back of his house maybe? I don't know. I never asked him. I don't know too much of. I know there's a trail of the Appalachians that ends here in Quebec, but not sure. So these are all his cool stories that he does. I'm so proud of him. He like listened to me, but added his touch. So the student outgrowed the teacher. That's what I keep on telling him all the time. So for the now, I'm going to put this down and we will watch one of his videos. Okay, let's see to take him off. Okay, so take this off. And by the way, guys, in the way beginnings of my show of Parasquad, uh, Jared and Laura were my co-hosts for that Friday night Parasquad. So just a little secret. So we did it for like a year or something, almost a year. Oh, you're leaving, Paranormal Witch? Oh, you got baby diapers? Okay. We'll have a good week. See you next time. Okay, so now we are going to watch one of Jared's video. It's I prepared it already. It has something to do with uh, werewolves. Yeah. So present. I haven't seen this one. I missed it. I don't know how, but I missed it. And so I'm going to watch it with you guys. It'll be like my first time watching. If I can get it up there. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's not sharing. Why isn't it sharing? There's something wrong with this. Right, I'll stop it and start it up again. Present, share screen. This one. Okay, now I got it. Here we go. So we are on his channel. It's called Apple. I'm probably saying this wrong. The word Appalachia. So sorry. Werewolves in the hills. Ooh, this sounds scary. So this was posted a month ago. Wow. And look at his views. Wow. 1.6K views, 235 likes. That is really cool. So proud of him. So here we go. We're going to watch this one together. I have no idea what this is. So here we go.
Here's no story I've heard all my life from my family. Now, my pa Bill, very religious feller, went by the book. His daddy afore him was the same way. He told him the story. Now, the story goes my great grandpa Olin, back in 1927, was a young feller back in the mountains. Him and his brothers always loved going swimming, fishing, hunting, things like that. But he was closest to his oldest brother, great Uncle Corvey. But one time, back a long time ago, they was dating the Worley gals, lived up on the ridge. So they took off on foot to head across the valley to go a sparking.
Recordings just got
my.
better.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
There we go.
They had a mighty good time taking them to a shindig, then headed home just before sundown. As they was walking back through that valley, they kept getting the feeling they was being watched. They stopped and looked,
Yes, it
even
is.
hollered a time or two,
It's always a pain.
but nothing. So they went on home. The next week, they done the same thing. And on the way back, they seen a fella running like lightning. So they hollered and asked if he was okay, but he didn't answer them. Well, back in, folks looked out for one another, and they took in after him. When they got close, they realized they didn't recognize him. Well, when that fella realized they was following him, he stopped. Said he turned around and they said his eyes was glowing a
Oh boy.
goldish yaller color. Said they just stopped and froze. Said that feller took out again. He was growling like an old wildcat.
Wow.
Said they figured it best to just let him be. So they went toward home. And said it weren't long till wolves started howling. Sent a chill up their spine. Now, Pa Olin wanted to tell his pa, but his brother Corby said, no, you tell Pa and he liable to take a notion. He won't let us go see the gals no more. I don't know about you, but I like getting me a little sugar.
He has so many
Well, they got
awesome
studying
photos.
on that feller, and Corby said, maybe he just got a whole batch of, bad batch of moonshine or something. So after a few days, they forgot about it. Till one day, Pa Olin's curiosity got the best of him. Well, him and great Uncle Corby took out and went back to the spot where they'd last seen that feller. So they followed a little old path up to the old house place where a feller most folks known him as the old hermit man. It said the old hermit man moved into that place last fall. But said as they walked up, said they weren't nobody about. Said they hollered and stuff as they was walking up, but nothing. Well, said they knocked. Said the old feller come out on the porch. and even backed him plumb out in the yard and hollering and telling him, get off his property. Well, respecting their elders, they obliged, but did notice he was acting awful peculiar like, almost scared. Well, said they noticed he kept a looking round behind the house. So they left, but circled around in the tree line to look around in case if and they somebody there giving him trouble. But said they only saw an old barn, some animals, and a good sized shed. So they headed for home. It was about dark. Well, when again they heard a wolf a hollering,
Oh, gee.
screaming to high heavens, and close. Said it
I'm
was coming from behind
close.
them. Didn't sound like an ordinary wolf. Said it sounded like a wolf, but also kind of sounded like a man.
Oh, man.
So they followed the sound back to that old house place and said it was coming from that old shed. Well, I said they stopped because that old timer come running out with something wrapped up in an old quilt and run that shed hard as he could go. And then went in and said there's something in there beating and a banging around. Well, after a couple minutes, said he come out, but without the quilt, and all the racket had stopped. Said the old feller stopped on his porch and yelled, I told you boys to get. My boy's in there and he ain't in his right mind. Now, for your own good, get. So they run all the way home. Well, that night, Pa Olin wondered how he knowed they there, 'cause they didn't make nary a sound. Didn't even snap a twig. Said Corby agreed that was mighty peculiar. Well, the next day, a feller their pa knowed came by and was a jawing with him, little dab. Said Corby was over there shoeing a horse and heard that old feller talking to his pa about the old hermit man that had moved out during the night. Said it looked like nobody had been there in years. Said nobody could figure out just how he moved everything, all of his animals and everything in one night and by himself. Well, that told Corey right then, nobody knows he had a boy. And then he wondered why he kept him secret. Well, he run and got Pa and told him everything. Well, then they went back. And sure enough, it was deserted. No animals, no nothing. Said he looked around in the house and the barn and things like that. Said it just looked like an old house and old barn. But when they got to the old shed, said the door was wood, but on the other side of it was made of real thick metal. On the outside the shed was wood, but on the inside it was made out of creek rock.
Hmm.
Said when they pulled that old heavy door open, they saw a set of big old chains and shackles about 7 foot up off the floor, affixed to a stone that was so big. Said it'd take about 10 men just to budge it. Said blood stains and stuff like that was all over the place. Even traces of what looked like wolf hair. Said it smelled like a wet animal in there. Said it also had some strange markings and drawings on the rocks too. Said one looked kind of like a man that was screaming at a moon. Said they just couldn't figure it. Well, said Corvey took some of that hair and poked it down in his overalls. Said he toted it back home and put it in an old mason jar when they got back. Said they never did find an answer, but said old Corvey kept that for a conversation piece for as long as he lived. Well, fast forward to the 1990s. My cousin had that jar when it was passed down. Along with the story in her head, she took it up to the college to have it analyzed. Well, said after a couple of weeks, said a man come up one day in a black car in a black suit and introduced himself as Roy Smith and said he was from the college. and asked her a million questions about that hair. Where exactly did it come from? The exact area and everything, who all knowed about it, how many folks, and everything. Well, says she obliged, and
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags.
Well, did I
no
stop it?
more
Whoops, no, I
things
didn't.
like that. And
Okay.
just said, like, the family and a few close friends is all. Then she asked him, what was the results of the hire? And he said, oh, it was just an old wolf. Well, said she called him a liar right then and there. She said, well, if it was just an old wolf, then why are you so interested in asking me a ton of questions? Said he got up and walked off the porch, and they was sitting on the porch swing. Said he got, as he was walking off, he said, oh, just curious. Said as he was walking out to his car, said he turned, tipped his hat, and with a smile and wink said, remember now, it's just an old wolf. Well, said she immediately called the college and gave him his name and description. They said they had no staff by that name, nor anybody that fit that description.
Hmm.
Well, said she asked them about the hire results, and they said, ma'am, we're sorry, but we don't know what you're talking about. Well, said she kept calling day after day, things like that. Said one morning the sheriff come by and said, ma'am, you're going to have to stop calling up or they filed a complaint. Well, said she told him what happened. And he said, well, have you got any proof? And naturally she said, no, she just wanted to see what she could find out about it. Well, he said, well, without proof, there's nothing I can do. Well, said, and as he's about to leave, said he leaned in real close and whispered, some things are best just left alone. Like I said, that was a mighty strange story right there.
Hmm.
And I sure do appreciate Margaret R. for sending that in. I really enjoyed that and hope you folks did too.
Yes.
Well, if you enjoyed this, and folks, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new, please subscribe. I want to thank all you folks for sharing me out, telling all your friends and family, all your kinfolk and everything. I sure do appreciate it. You don't know how much. Well, folks, I'll let you go. Quit being in your little dab. Just thought I'd share that with you. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, he does. He's amazing.
Well, I love you bunches. God bless you and your kin. And have a good one.
Well, that was good. Okay. So I'm going to get back at you guys. Here we go. Hi. Okay. So that was pretty interesting. That's what I was going to ask you, Myers. Did he help you with yours? You started to do some too. Is it because you live where the Appalachians are, or you have roots, families, or something? I really don't know much about the Appalachians. And oh, wow, Barbara, you're so cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're so special. What was I saying? Oh, I forgot. I'm over the top with Barbara's donation. Thank you. Thank you. um, yeah, I don't know much about the Appalachian stuff. And Jarrett and Laura have like an accent. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I noticed it when we were talking privately. Like me, the English I have is English Canada. So, and sometimes they would talk and say a word or two, and what does that mean? What you said? I couldn't understand them at first, like in the first few months or so. I just couldn't understand what they were saying because he had like a heavy accent. In the southern. WV. Okay. So it really is like a place. West Virginia. I went to Virginia. But was it West or? I went to Richmond, Virginia, so that might be able to tell you where I went. Oh gosh, my camera and everything just turned off. So it's a mountain range. Okay. Hmm. That's interesting, though. Very interesting. Well, we hit our 1 hour mark. You should. Okay. Yeah. And so don't forget tomorrow night at 7. I'm dropping a video, a premiere, and this one's a cemetery for the people that are used to following me for over a year now. It is the cemetery where we found a deer's front leg only, all bloody and bone and everything. And since there's a forest all around it, some people were saying it was a Bigfoot, and some other people were saying it was maybe like a wolf or a bear or something. Yeah, it was spooky to see. I swear. I'm afraid of all animals. If it's not a cat or a dog, don't bring that near me. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh gosh. And I was wondering if I was allowed to show it on YouTube because it's so graphic. I said, see what happens. I wasn't monetized or anything back then, so yeah. So it's going to be at that cemetery, and like I didn't get activity on my equipment, but I got EVPs as clear as day, and it's not the necrophonics because when you're editing your video, you see lines that's you talking and stuff, you know. So it does the same with necrophonics, and there was like a space between necrophonics here and necrophonics there. There was a space, and that's where it was talking, and there was nothing. I heard it with my naked ear. You'll hear me say, "Oh, what was that creepy whisper?" My daughter didn't hear it, and she was with me. So, but you hear it in the recording perfectly, as if that person was like standing beside me. And we came to find out that it was a lady named Alice. So, hi, all that fluff and stuff. How are you? So, and we were on our way out. So sorry. And so, what else was I saying? Yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow night, and there's another banger in there, another surprise. I won't say that one. So, and I want you all to have a wonderful week this week, and I hope all your projects, your filmings, and everything goes well, and you get success on your videos and stuff. So, I guess that'll be it for now then. So if you like this live stream, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more live streams like this. And I'll see you around the broom somewhere. Good night.